Welcome back, and it's Sunday night. Well, it's Saturday night for me, but it's Sunday night for you guys. And this is going to be just an update video, largely because I haven't been filming what we've been doing. And it's not that I can't or I won't, it's just that I don't really deem it as interesting enough to really want to drag a camera along and show you guys all the little odds and ends that we do to get some of this equipment ready to go. The combine is done. You go, girl. Somebody's burning tires off their vehicle. That's just whatever. I won't comment on it. So the combine, it's been greased, oil's been checked. The back end has the kit in it like I was originally going to do. I just have to run it. I mean, it's kind of dirty yet. We got all the fines that I pulled off that cross shaft, but the kit I put in about 20 minutes. It really wasn't all that bad. Could have done it myself as far as trying to fabricate all the pieces. I mean, the plate is really straightforward. I have exactly the plates I need, but as far as the hardware, plus all of the angle iron pieces that are there, the flaps are actually just connected. They're riveted onto just pieces of angle iron, and when it comes time where these rubber pieces start to fall apart, if I haven't gotten frustrated with it for some reason that it's not working like I would like it to, that I have to either tear it out, just forget it. But if it does last long enough in here that those rubber paddles start to wear out, I have a bunch of rubber from the belting from the feed bunks that I would probably end up putting in here, and if I go through and do it, mine will be a lot more severe or exaggerated. They'll be a lot longer and probably a little bit taller too. So that's all that really is. I mean, for what it wasn't that bad. I got called out for not being a real farmer because I didn't fabricate it myself. It's just a load of BS, largely because I was able to put it in 20 minutes because it was already prefabricated and I could just put it in and forget about it. It's getting late enough in the year and to the point of the year right now where I'm just really not gonna be able to get all the jobs done that I had originally wanted to get done. It's Saturday night, and for the next 4 days they're calling for rain, so no field work, no hay making, anything like that. I got parts coming for the grain auger. I got parts coming for the chisel plow. I gotta get both of them back up into the machine shed and get them gone through. The chisel plow, I'm gonna go through and get it ready to run again. The shovels are going to be the 3-inch shovels as opposed to the 4-inch curve. They're the 3-inch, I think you call them the concave design, where they're cupped instead of just, you know, flat face with a curve on them. The reason I'm going that route, not necessarily because I want to, it'll help out in 2 reasons, ideally. A, your sleeps aren't as wide, so instead of pulling 9 4-inch sleeps, you're pulling 9 3-inch sleeps, so there's actually like 9 inches of ground that you are no longer moving. So technically the chisel plow should pull easier. Secondly, because we're not trying to move as much dirt with the chisel plow for how heavy that machine is built, how light that chisel plow is built, hopefully it doesn't tear the chisel plow up quite so much because, well, different jobs, different instances where it is a thing such as you're using a machine that is too heavy to operate another machine that is built too light for what is running it. So in this case, the 4640 and the 8235 are on that 6500 Concertil Case IH chisel plow. The framing is light, the tire framing is light. The whole design for the raise and lower for the chisel plow, for the wheels, is just almost non-existent. That is another area that I am going to actually address. The problem I've been running into is when we first got that chisel plow, the first problem was we were breaking the bolts that actually hold the cross beam, that the bar, the shaft that the tires are actually welded to, the framing is, and we were actually breaking them because they're only grade 5 bolts. So to fix that, we put in grade 8 bolts. So now we don't have them breaking, we're actually having them vibrate out. I mean, this isn't because we're just tightening them by hand. We're going through and we're tightening them down as hard as we possibly can with the air impact. No reason that they should be vibrating loose, but that's what happened this spring. Caused me about 24 hours of lost time chiseling. Gonna go through, if we get it back up here, new shovels, new hardware for putting the shovels on, and then I'm gonna go through and all of the frame bolts that hold on that shaft, I'm actually gonna take them all off or loosen them up. I'm gonna put on a generous dose of Loctite and cinch them back down as tight as I can. Planning on doing a lot of our chiseling this fall outside of 2 farms. If the weather allows, I'm going to be doing a lot of late nights. I mean, just because as much work as you can get done in the fall, the better, because that frees up your spring for it being a late spring, a wet spring, and that way you're more or less, you're ready to start planting sooner if weather doesn't allow. I just want to have our tillage done in the fall. I mean, if past experience is any example, anything to run off of, we've had better yields when we do our tillage in the fall. Now, the 2 farms that we aren't planning on right out of the gate that we're not going to chisel in the fall are going to be the 2 farms that we're planning on letting the cows out in the field to clean up any residue, corn that gets left behind, soybeans that may still be on the plant, you know, if we haven't gotten it quite down to the ground, and let the cows clean up that free feed, cheap feed. Saves us having to feed them that much longer. They can clean up any of the fence lines, the waterways, and that'll just be that. I'm trying to watch your bottom line with what you actually have to feed your cows to, because I've said it a lot over the course of the last 12 months, 16 months, especially now that I have that valley farm. That is a hay farm. I'm planning on running, it's going to be about 130 some acres down there. I have another piece that I did pick up, so as far as I'm aware of, as far as I'm concerned, I'm done picking up hay ground for the foreseeable future. But I'm planning on trying to get around it, GPS it, so I can have a approximate idea how much dry fertilizer I'll need for next spring, plus the amount of liquid fertilizer I'll need for next summer. So what I have to do, because they're calling for rain the next 4 days, a 90% chance of rain tonight, which anymore in the last couple years, the percentage of rain that they're expecting is also a really good gauge, unfortunately, for how bad the storm is going to be, or how much rain we're going to get, all at, you know, in a specific time frame. And a 90% chance makes me cringe a little bit. We don't need a lot of rain. The crops are toast. I mean, I have my one farm, one of my bean fields, 50 acres of beans. They are yellow. They are yellow as the tire rims on the 7600. They're done. Any more moisture on this crop, I feel like we aren't really getting much benefit. I have a cornfield that has some pretty good potential yet. Not a lot of wind damage. It is kind of goosenecked, but it's not snapped off. Andrew walked through it the other day. His opinion was another ½ inch of rain on that, and that corn has not top end yield potential, but a strong finish, above average. I guess I'll say anything north of 200 is a strong finish. Anything healthily above 200 bushel is, you know, top end yields. 230, 240. Sounds kind of crazy, but with the right conditions and the right practices, 230, 240 really isn't out of the question at all. It's just trying to manage your lower yielding ground. Now some of you are probably wondering what I'm doing, because I'm going to try to do this one-handed without dropping you. The 76 has been sitting on the blower. Come here. Now this is where I'm going to get you guys really sick here. There you go. Probably wondering why the 76 has been hooked up to the blower. I'm cleaning out the silo. Every year with these harvester silos, you have to get in and clean them out. Even with the sweep running, the sweep doesn't do a perfect job of getting them cleaned out. It just does a so-so job. So a perfect job, it leaves probably 2 inches of corn all around the bottom. Well, I don't have it completely clean. There's probably maybe 2, possibly 300 bushels. I don't know if it's even that much. I mean, it looks like a lot when you're sitting on the floor looking up into the silo. And no, I'm not going to show you guys the silo or inside the silo because I don't have my light. I don't have the top open. I didn't have to get in. The tractor sat here and hasn't done anything. I've been thinking how I was going to do this easy, because the last couple of years we've had to do this. And I got to thinking, I really don't like having to shovel. So I opened up the silo, which allowed the corn to breathe a little bit. Can't even talk. Breathe a little bit, which allows the sweep auger to catch a little bit better, because that bottom 2 inches, it just gets gross. It gets gunky, and with the side door open, it's actually allowing air in there. It allows it to dry out, and it's allowing that sweep to keep going around. The sweep is gone, a full rotation, and we just have a few uneven spots in the silo where it wasn't feeding down. Well, you know, it falls over on top of the auger, and the auger doesn't catch everything. It's not perfect. But what I did to cheat was I set up 2 augers, and I'm dumping it out into the barn cleaner, and that way I can run the barn cleaner out and around, and I don't have to shovel anything. It makes this job a lot simpler. It makes it a one-person job because I don't have to climb in the silo. If you got to be in the silo, it's just, you know, good practice to have somebody here, you know, just keep an eye on you. Plus, when you have augers running and stuff like that, somebody can be out watching them. If you're in the silo, you can't hear them run. So I don't like the 76 sitting outside. It's actually terrible for the tires, because Michelin's, I was told when I bought them, you're not really supposed to leave them sit out in the sun for, you know, hours and hours and hours, because they do like to crack out. So I'm going to put this inside, because back to what I said about the amount of rain we're supposed to be getting. 4 days of wet weather. Tonight and tomorrow, it's a 90% chance, which is concerning enough to me that I'm worried that it's going to be way too much rain. Hopefully not to the point where it's flooding. But I want to go check cows, and I'm actually going to go down to the valley, and I want to see what that hay is looking like. Because hopefully after the next 4 days, and I hate to say this, but it's looking like it's going to be late next week now, or next weekend, I'm going to start going through and cutting hay, because we could be combining beans sooner than later too. And I would just rather be ready to combine beans than making hay when we could be cutting beans. So the last couple of years have been kind of rough harvest wise, just because harvest has been so late. It's just kind of zaps some of the wind out of your sails. So if we can actually be done with everything this year by the 1st of December, I'd be okay with that. I wouldn't have any problem with that. So I'm going to back this in the shed, shut the shed door, and go home and check cows. But this is it's rambling. I know you guys don't want me to ramble. It's not like I want you guys to sit and tell me it's okay to ramble. But I don't like rambling either. So that's it for tonight. Stay tuned. I haven't been feeling that great. Just the long and the short of it. No, I don't have what everybody is automatically going to think I have. I have a cold, and I've been checked, and it turns out, believe it or not, I just have a cold, which I'm getting over. I mean, at least I can breathe, I can sleep at night, and hopefully I can get back to focusing on videos, because after I just spent, you know, that last live stream telling you guys how I was going to post more frequently, I didn't post for a week. Somebody got me sick from that wedding I was at, pretty sure. So thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, thanks for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. Try to be family friendly over here as much as I can. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for those that want to stay tuned for the harvest fun this fall. We have, I really should sit down and put a number on it, but easily 200 acres of hay to make, because we have everything down at the valley, which is hands down 100 acres. It's 100 acres plus. Everything in my brother's, everything in my dad's, plus another 15 acres of pasture ground that we kept the cows out of so we can make hay off that. So there's a slight reason why I come across as stressed, and I should just let things go. I know people like to say that, but not trying to worry myself to death and stress over everything, but it's trying to get everything done efficiently in a timely manner and not waiting till the last minute to decide, hey, maybe we should start doing something. I think I said that right. So I'll talk to you guys later.